Generally, the geographical location of where your dust exposure occurred will determine which law applies to your compensation entitlements, not the location where you might live now. For example, if you're exposed to silica dust while working in South Australia, your entitlements will be governed by South Australian law. If you have been exposed to silica dust while working in South Australia as well as in another state, then you may have different entitlements available based on each state's law. Some jurisdictions can offer more favourable entitlements than others, so it is important to seek advice about all entitlements you have before pursuing a claim. In South Australia, the body that oversees workers' compensation for silica exposure is Return to Work SA. The entitlements are governed by the Return to Work Act of 2014. However, workers' compensation claims for dust diseases in South Australia are only available for exposure to dust that occurred after 30 September 1987. For silicosis and lung cancer claims, the entitlements include payment of medical expenses for life. For other silica-induced injury claims, the entitlements include medical expenses for a period of 3 years. Entitlements also include income support payments for a maximum of 2 years for time off work. However, if a person reaches the relevant threshold for seriously injured worker, meaning you have a 35% or higher whole person impairment, they will get income support payments until the notional retirement age. In addition, lump sum compensation can be awarded for permanent impairment. A claim must be made within 6 months from the day on which the entitlement to make the claim arises, for example, when the diagnosis is made. A person can pursue a court claim for damages against a person or company, such as companies that manufactured and supplied stone products. However, a person cannot pursue a court claim against an employer for silica dust exposure that occurred after 1987. In addition to these restrictions, you can only pursue one court claim for your silica dust exposure. For example, if you pursue a court claim for silicosis, but later develop lung cancer as a result of your silica exposure, you will be precluded from pursuing an additional court claim. However, you can pursue more than one workers' compensation claim if you develop a different condition. In a court claim, you can claim for pain and suffering, loss of income, medical and out-of-pocket expenses, and care, among other things. You have 3 years in which to make a claim for compensation from the time that you become aware of a diagnosis relating to silica exposure. An extension of time for a period of 12 months can be sought in certain circumstances.